everyone, John McGinn from Hot Rod Magazine here with Evan Perkins and Westech Performance, and we've got the aluminum 427 that used to be in Project X a long time ago. This thing's been sitting on the shelf for like, we were trying to guess, maybe 8-10 years, something like that.
It's a long time to sit.
And in our shop, the shop doesn't exist anymore. This thing's been kind of hidden away. We brought it back out, and basically what we're gonna do right now is do a quick check on, like, you know, you had this engine in storage, maybe it wasn't stored right, does it even run right? We checked the spark plugs that are all fouled up.
Yeah, they're
really bad looking, so, but maybe that was just a matter of like, the car started, moved 20 feet, and then shut right off again.
That could be, but we've got it hooked up to the dyno. It's the best way to figure out if something is healthy or not.
Right.
Because I can log fuel pressure, I can log oil pressure.
Yep.
You know, we can see the power, we can see the torque, we can really see what it's doing.
Yeah.
I can plot a whole oil pressure curve across an RPM band. So not only does it have good oil pressure at idle, but does it have good oil pressure at all and everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's just a great tool to really establish if something is healthy or not. And this is just such a cool engine. I mean, not only is it like the Project X engine, it's an all aluminum big block, and then that's something that I really should get any hot rod like blood pumping. It's an all aluminum 427, so this thing's really cool. We got it set up on the dyno in kind of the simplest way possible with a carburetor on it, just so that we can run it through a break-in cycle, make sure everything's still healthy, just make sure this is ready to keep driving.
Yeah, super excited. So hang on for more video. Once we got the engine started, Evan ran it through a break-in cycle on the dyno. Even though this thing had run before, we thought it was a good idea just to do it since it hadn't run in so long. So basically he's running it about a 2,000 RPM sweep, running from zero load on the dyno to full load on the dyno. This helps seat the rings and get some heat into the engine.
All right, ready when you are.
That was just a quick preliminary pull to 4,500 RPM.
Ready? We're gonna go to 6,500 this time.
We made about 10 full pulls on this engine up to 6,500 RPM. It was consistent throughout the day, making a total of 529 horsepower at 6,300 RPM and 498 pound-feet of torque at 3,700 RPM.
So we're going to do a compression test, a leak down test. We're going to take the spark plugs out after we run it, kind of get an idea what those look like, make sure the timing's right, the fuel mixture's right. Then pop the valve covers, look at the valve train, go around. I have EGTs here on the dyno to tell me, you know, how hot each cylinder's getting and if they're all running equally. But if you didn't have EGTs, a simple, you know, Harbor Freight digital temp gun is a really good indicator of what's going on in each cylinder. You want them to all be, you know, hot and relatively close to each other in temperature. But if you've got one that's cold, that sort of paints a picture of, okay, something's happening that's keeping this cylinder from firing. Then we can come in with a borescope or other tools to actually look at the problem in the area that we're finding it, and then figure out, you know, how we can correct it.
All right. Well, we got our work cut out for us. But this won't even take very long either, right? It's kind of the stuff you can do in the...
Probably an hour and a half, you can learn a lot about the condition of an engine, how it's running. You know, we're going to put a vacuum gauge on this because the way it idles God, it makes me think that maybe this isn't as docile a cam as the spec sheet says. So we'll put a vacuum gauge on there, see what the inches of mercury tell us, and you know, if it's pretty choppy, we're gonna know why.
Yeah, very good. All right, Evan, I think we're kind of done here for the day with the 427. And I guess cutting to the chase, what would you call it? Clean bill of health?
Yeah, I would say it's healthy. We cranky compression tested it. It made 160 across all 8 holes, which is great. Just seeing that uniformity across the engine tells me that the ring pack's in good shape. We're not losing compression anywhere. Head gasket's good. We were able to make a couple pulls in the dyno. She's worth about 500 pound-feet, 525 horsepower, which are solid numbers. We did find out this is a 454, not a 427, so that was a little bit of a surprise. But it is absolutely healthy. We leak down checked it. It's got only 4% leak down, so everything is doing its job. We did start it, run it, put a vacuum gauge on it. It's got about 6 inches of mercury is where it idles at after we set the idle mixture. That's a little bit on the low side, but I think in this case, that's not an unhealthy thing. There's a little bit more cam in this than we probably anticipated, but she's absolutely a runner. We've got data to prove it.
And also what's awesome is there's 0 leaks. We had 0 blow by in the canister over there. And took the valve covers off, and everything looks good too. Some really nice looking Chevrolet Performance rocker arms.
The valve train looks fantastic.
Did you say like titanium retainers possibly?
It looks like it. Yeah, no, it's a very, very solid valve train. No excessive play in the valves. Everything seems really good. It just seems like she's got some miles on it, and I'd say ready for a few more.
Okay, so. Possibly what's next, maybe a top end kit, maybe some...
I think so. I mean, when I see a 454 making 525, I'm like, I think we need more camshaft, more lift, better heads.
Okay.
But this is a great combination. It really has got nice, drivable torque. It was 500 on the roll-in. So, I mean, driving a car with this engine, a big heavy car like Project X, I understand why the choices were made, with the camshaft timing and the cylinder heads and everything to get a power band that looks like that. But more is never enough. So onward and upward.
That's right. So stay tuned for that.